3, 2, 1, live. I think we're live. I hope we're live. If anyone can tell me that we are live, please let me know. Hooray. Okay, we are live. Monica Corrado here, the Gap Chef. So great to be with you today. It's been a little while, and I apologize about that. It's been crazy busy in my life, my work life, my personal life, my life. You know, life. Ooh, gotta get my seat correct. I am happy to be here today to talk with you about all things GAPS. I hope you're all doing incredibly well. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves and taking care of each other and really leaning into the protocol. It's such an amazing, amazing nutritional protocol that will help serve you through these stressful times. A lot of crazy things going on out there. So take good care of yourselves. All right, so I am not a medical doctor. Nothing I say is going to be approved by the, or it has been approved by the FDA, etc., etc., etc. My intention in this work is to clearly and accurately bring the GAPS diet to you based on my best understanding and my work with Dr. Natasha Campbell-McBride and on her teaching team. All right. The first thing I'd like to say is please. Did I say please? I think I said please. Two things. One, read the books. If you haven't read the books, then you should not be on this page. Really, you can't do something without a manual, so please read the books. It means that you are really serious about doing GAPS and that you have a certain level of understanding that I can speak to, and I don't have to go back, right? If everybody knows the same material. Very important. The second thing is please, okay, I'll go 3. The second thing is please go to gaps.me, which is Dr. Natasha's website. She has done hours and hours. She has spent hours and hours in, answering individual specific questions on the FAQs. And that is a resource, folks, that is constantly being updated. Really a great, you have a question? Go there. Don't go to me first. Don't go anywhere else first. Don't even go to any of her practitioners first. Go to Dr. Natasha first. What does she say about how you can use GAPS to address whatever your specific question is? The third thing is please do search this page, meaning the Ask the GAPS Chef page on Facebook, to see if your question has already been answered. And also search YouTube, because there are, I don't know how many, maybe 50? I don't know. Lots of YouTubes that I've done that are there for you. This is freely given information. I'm trying to get as much information out about the GAPS diet as possible so that so many people can just do it. Although sometimes people do need help from a GAPS coach or a GAPS practitioner. I do see people myself. I have a pretty busy schedule, but anyway, that's why I do these things, so the information can be out there accurately, clearly, and hopefully with a little bit of humor. Yes? So I want to say hello now to Cindy. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Mariah. Hello, Joanna. Hello to everyone that's watching now. Hello to everyone that's going to watch later. Welcome, and I do hope this is helpful for you. All right, a couple things. The first thing I'd like to talk about today is how much? I thought that'd be a great question, don't you think? I get it all the time. I get it with my clients. I get it with my family. I get it with my friends. I get it from certified GAPS practitioners and coaches sometimes when we're trying to think about what's going on with someone. How much? Hello, Christina, and welcome. Your first live. You made it. Wow, hooray. Hello, Isabel. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Okay, so I thought we'd talk about how much. So the question is, how much is enough? How much? It's pretty funny, right? How much sauerkraut? How much meat stock? How much kefir? Pardon me. How much butter? How much fat? How much yogurt? How much? How much is enough for healing? So, the simple answer to that is how much is enough? As much as you can tolerate. I will give some numbers in a moment, but really, all throughout the GAPS diet, we are encouraging people. Dr. Natasha is encouraging you, her practitioners and coaches are encouraging you to listen to your body. Your body knows best. Your body is very wise. We've been trained out of listening to our bodies for generations now, which is why, pardon me, to me, it's one of the gifts of the GAPS diet is that Dr. Natasha is asking us, the GAPS nutritional protocol is asking us to get back in touch with our bodies and what is the body saying to you. What does it need? How much is enough? How much is too much? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But just again, folks, remember, your body will tell you. So the answer to how much is enough to heal really is about how much can you tolerate. And we are constantly pushing that number up, 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 up. And what I mean by that is when you bring in a new food, let's talk about butter. Let's just talk about butter and ghee and fat. We'll start there, yeah? The majority of the people in the United States, I cannot speak to the rest of the world, but the majority of U.S. citizens were told in the 80s that fat was bad and we should be following a low-fat, no-fat diet, and fat would kill us. Okay. Thank goodness that was all taken, Believe it or not, butter landed on the cover of Time magazine as having been vilified, but now is good for us. I just came across it in my books this morning, so I'll take a picture of it and put it on the page. Okay, so how much fat is enough? We start with always just a little bit. What's a little bit? This is assuming you have no strong problems with fat and you have your gallbladder. Okay, if you don't, that's another story. We can talk about that later. But so usually what Dr. Natasha will say is start with a teaspoon of something. That's her usual unit. If you look through the yellow book and the blue book, that's the amount that she's going to say. Start with a teaspoon of butter. Start with a teaspoon of ghee. Start with a teaspoon of lard. Start with a teaspoon of fat of some kind of healthy animal fat, right? Start with a teaspoon. I'm not sure why my light is flickering. I'm sorry. Okay. And then we gradually work our way up. Okay, so we start with a teaspoon. We see if we can tolerate it. Can we tolerate it? The symbol or the sign, better word, the sign that the body cannot tolerate fat specifically is nausea. Nausea is just a little signal from your body saying, hey, that's enough. I can't take any more of that. I can't process anymore. Stop where you are and either stay where you are or go backwards. Less. Okay, so ultimately, fat. Again, healthy fats, animal fats from clean animals, lard from pigs. If you don't eat pork, that's fine, skip it. Yeah. Tallow from lamb and bison and beef, duck fat, chicken fat, goose fat, you name it. Yeah, all those beautiful fats. So you start with a teaspoon, you listen to your body. Oh, I'm good. I did really well with a teaspoon. Okay, so the next day, do 2 teaspoons. Spread them out, breakfast and dinner. Right? Oh, that was pretty good. I'm good. 3 teaspoons. Teaspoon, teaspoon, teaspoon. 1, 2, 3, BLD, breakfast, lunch, dinner. How are you doing? I'm good. Okay, believe it or not, you're at a tablespoon a day right now. So just keep doing this until usually Dr. Natasha does not have this written down anywhere, so this is the word according to Monica. In my practice, I am going to suggest that you get to 8 tablespoons a day of fat. That's additional fat. That's not fat that you're cooking, that's fat that you're eating. 8 tablespoons is a stick of butter in the US. It's a great number to aim for children. It's a great number to start aiming for adults. I have found that many women, especially, but men too, really start feeling better on 12 tablespoons of fat a day. That's a stick and a half. But how much is enough? What can you tolerate right now? And when are you feeling really good? Some people need 2 sticks of butter a day. Some people need 1 stick of butter a day. How much do you need? How much do you need? Whatever your body feels best with. And we have to remember that with fat, you need it for everything. You need it for brain function. You need it for nervous system function. You need it for lung function. We're going into autumn, and we're in autumn, and quote unquote flu season, or people get colds when the weather changes. So support the lungs by eating lots of butter. Yeah, kidneys need it. Your heart needs it. All of your sex hormones need it. All of your stress hormones need it. The higher the stress, the more fat you need, usually. The more depleted you are, the more fat you need, usually. The longer you've been malnourished by eating processed foods or eating only vegetables for your whole life or eating genetically modified foods, etc., the more fat you're going to need. These are just sort of things to be thinking about, yeah? Okay. Hey, Leonie is here. Woo! Hey, Sarah. Hey, Esther. Okay. All right. So as I just said, in terms of kids, aim for 8 tablespoons a day. Start there and let them have as much as they want. I have more success stories, not that this is about me at all. It's about the children and the parents and getting people healthy. Yeah? The more fat they eat, the more their brain function comes online. The more fat they eat, the less stressed out they are. The more fat they eat, the more they can handle in school or in homeschool, whatever you're doing. All right, moving on. How much meat stock is enough? Who knows? How much can you tolerate? How fast do you want to heal? Right? And is your stomach acid level production high enough to actually benefit from meat stock and from cartilage and from nibbly bits? Please take a look at the stomach acid test that's on our page, on this page, Ask the Gap Chef. Take a look at it. If your stomach acid production is too low, you can eat meat stock from now until the end of time, and your body will not be able to seal. Yeah? So, very important. If you want more information about that, please take a look in the yellow or blue book. Dr. Natasha has a lot of really good information there exactly about this under stomach acid boosters. Okay, take a look. You know I've always got my blue book with me, and look at that. And I'm a practitioner. How many things do I like? Hello? We need to know. Okay. All right, so how much meat stock is enough? We start with a teaspoon. Yeah? And then we have as much as we can tolerate. So, for children, 2 cups a day. That is 16 ounces, and I'm sorry that I'm not giving you mLs. I'd have to think about it to do the math. Wait, do I have my, I have my trusty jar. Let's look. 2 cups a day is about 500 mLs. Yeah, for a child. Again, how old is the child? Yeah, if the child is 18, bump it up, baby. If the child is 2, a cup to 2 cups a day. Again, 250 to 500 mLs a day. Yeah, though that meat stock can be by itself as a stock that they're drinking. It can be in a soup as a blended soup or a hearty soup. It can be part of a casserole, whatever you need to do. All right, so children, 2 cups a day, depending on their age. Adults, I like to say a minimum of 3 cups a day. 3 cups a day is, I'm looking, about 700 mLs. How do you like my little, this is my little prop, my sneaky prop. Anyway, okay, so what about adults? 3 cups a day minimum. Usually we like to see 4 cups a day or equivalent of 32 ounces, 1 quart, 1 liter a day. Now, a lot of people can't keep that up for a long period of time. That's asking you to drink a lot or to eat a lot. But what we've found, we meaning certified GAPS practitioners over the years now, over a decade and a half, a long time, is that the more meat stock that we drink for a good period of time, what's a good period of time? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, right? A month, 2 months, 3 months of that concentrated meat stock, 4 cups a day, 4 to 6 cups a day, right? For an adult, we're going to see some changes happen. Now, remember, we have to listen to the body. Meat stock causes die-off, or it can. So listen, right? Listen to the body. How much can it handle? Do not start from 0 and have 3 cups a day. You will probably be vomiting or having a headache or having diarrhea or maybe having all of it. So I've heard stories and had clients who were so excited about getting into GAPS that they just dove right in from standard American diet, and then they felt terrible. And they didn't like me very much, but I did tell them, slowly. One of the things we need to remember on GAPS is no rush. This is not a rush. This is a journey. This is healing. This is slow and steady. This is loving. This is supportive. This is slow. This is, take your mug and put in your good salt and put in your egg yolk if you're on stage 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or full GAPS. Put those in there and put in some extra fat and put in some whey or some kraut juice or something, and know that you are healing you. Or better, you're not healing you. Your body is healing because you're giving it the nutrition that it needs. Yeah. Hello, Anissa. I didn't see you sneak in there, lady girl. Good to have you with us. Good to have all of you with us. Okay. So I've given you some numbers. Again, you're not going to find those numbers anywhere written. We don't write them down. Dr. Natasha hasn't written them down. These are in our clinical practice. These are the things that we're seeing. Dr. Becky Plotner, who was a friend and colleague of mine, would say the same numbers if she were here. She is here. Okay. All right, so we've done fats. We've done meat stock. What about ferments? How much fermented food? Now, when I talk about ferments, for the purposes of GAPS, we're talking about vegetables, fermented vegetables like sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, gingered carrots. What do you got? Ferment anything, almost. No potatoes, please. Okay, as you all know. So we're talking about fermented vegetables, fermented fruits, fermented tonics. Tonic, beet kvass is a tonic. Cabbage tonic is a tonic. Vegetable medley begins as a tonic. You start drinking the brine first and then have the, vegetables later. When you can tolerate them, that's usually stage 3 in intro. All right, so how much? How much fermented foods? Notice I'm saying cultured dairies over there. We haven't talked about it yet. Yeah? Okay. We start with a bite. Now again, this is in general. If you have strong histamine responses to things, no worries, start with less. Start with a drop of the brine in 8 ounces of water and then a drop of that if you are severely reactive, if you have intense reactions. If not, everybody else starts with a bite. of sauerkraut or a bite of gingered carrots or a sip or a teaspoon of the brine. Yeah, that's where we start. And we slowly, gradually work our ways up. Now, I have lots of other videos on how to manage die-off. Manage die-off. Please go look at them. They're sitting on this page, unless Facebook took them down. I don't know. They're also sitting on Ask the Gaps Chef on YouTube. Lots of things for you to check out there. So we start with a bite. I like to see adults at a half a cup of fermented foods at every meal. So that's a cup and a half a day of sauerkraut or pickles or kimchi or ginger carrot or a combination of all of them or whatever. Yeah? Okay. What about for a child? If your child can eat right? So little babies, we're talking about children like 3, 4, 5 and up, yeah? Half a cup a day of fermented vegetables is great. It's a great thing to aim for. Start with a bite or a forkful. Blend it into their soups, blend it into their stews, blend it into their casseroles. If you want to learn more about soup, stews, and casseroles on GAPS, you can check out my, yes, this is a plug. You can check out my meat stock masterclass. All right, moving on. Okay, my website is what? Where is it? Simplybeingwell.com. You can find me on simplybeingwell.com. Okay, I hope you do find me. All right, so I think I gave good numbers. So start with shooting for a half a cup a day for your children. If they want more, give them more. This is why we say, how much is enough? What do they want? Do they want a cup a day? Do they want 2 cups a day? Do they want 5 cups a day? Let the child lead. Absolutely. All right. How about cultured dairy? Same thing. Half a cup a day, half a cup per meal for adults. That could be yogurt, that could be kefir, that could be GAPS sour cream, which is cultured cream. Yeah. Children, aim for a half a cup a day. These are great goals. These are places to start, right? Shoot for that. And then if your child loves kefir cream and they'd eat a cup a day, give it to them. They know. The children, especially the littlest ones, that have not been exposed to, all these horrible things out there. Ooh, like the rest of us were for so many years. They know their bodies. They know what they want. Listen. So how much is enough? How much can you tolerate? Number one. And how much do you want? So these are little places for you to hit or to put like, oh, this is what I'm working towards. It's not a rush. It's not a race. It's just slow and steady. Some people will never hit those numbers. Some people will take a year to hit those numbers. Some people will hit them in 3 to 6 months. We don't know. And then listen to your body. You want more kimchi today because it sounds good? Eat more. You want more kefir because you just love it? Have more. Yeah? Okay. I think that's probably enough for now about how much is enough. There. I've given you a little bit. All right, let's see what people have. Hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful. All right. La, 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 la. Going back up here to Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Is about 3 tablespoons of honey in a mug of yogurt too much in stage 2? Yes. 3 tablespoons? Are you crazy? I'm sorry. That sounded too strong. I apologize. I'll say it differently. 3 tablespoons? That's a lot. All right. 1 teaspoon in a mug of yogurt. Work your way back down. Remember that 4 tablespoons, just so we have some thought here, yeah? So we have something to track with. 4 tablespoons is a quarter of a cup. So go to your cabinet, pull out the quarter cup measure, and look at how much honey you're giving your child. Okay? Too much. Let's start with, I would be backing it down. If you're going to have a revolt, it's a better word. If you're going to have a revolt by your child because they're like, I want my honey. First of all, you're the parent. Second of all, so you get to choose, but I just always suggest that you just slowly back them down. Just like we move up slowly, we move down slowly. So If they're used to 3 tables of honey in a mug of yogurt, I'm sorry, I'm really freaking out about that number. I don't even, yeah. Um, Tomorrow you back down to 2 tablespoons. Yeah. In another couple days you back down to 1 tablespoon. Yeah. And then another couple days you back down to a teaspoon. Less is better, folks, right? Less sweet is better. And he's eating it 3 times a day. So let's do 3 tablespoons times 3, which is 9 tablespoons, which is a half a cup of honey. Am I right? More than a half a cup of honey a day. For a child, no good. Even for an adult, no good. For everybody, no good. Okay. That was strong, but I'm letting you know. All right. Hope that's helpful. Let's see. All right, let's see. Can histamine, I think I said hello to everybody else. Okay, Esther says, what about when working with kids? So hard to know. I know, it's hard to know, like, how much is enough. So take the numbers. I hope the numbers that I gave you, the little goals, are helpful. One of the things I encourage every mom to do, every practitioner to do, everyone who's working with children to do, is put the butter on the table and at their table, their little table. I hope you all have little tables for your people, right? And let them eat as much as they want all day long. They will never have more than they can handle. Children, no joke. Put a little bowl of salt there. Let them, my bowl of salt, I'm eating it as I go. My bowl of butter chunks, butter balls, butter whatevers. Skip the honey, they don't need it, and let them just have as much as they want. Hi, Heather. Good to have you. All right, let's see. Mariah says, I love how non-restrictive GAPS is all about abundance. You got it, sister. Hello, Hala. How are you? So great a session. Thank you. Thank you. So good to have you with us. Look at these fabulous individuals, all of you joining me today. All right. Sarah says, Heather. Sorry, Heather. Can histamine response heal on its own as you go through the stages? That is such a great question. Couple things. One, everyone, if you have a histamine question, please go to Ask the GAP Chef on YouTube and check out my histamine videos. I'm just going to give you that. And I'll tell you more now. We remember, I hope, everyone, that histamine is exogenous, meaning it comes from the outside. Something I eat may have histamine in it. Yeah. And endogenous, which is what my body produces in response to something. So we're going to produce a lot of histamine when we have a lot of food sensitivities. We're going to have a lot of food sensitivities when we have a leaky gut. Therefore, let us heal and seal the gut. Take as much time as you need to. I don't care. Again, do a drop of meat stock a day if that's where you are. No problem. It's perfect. Do a teaspoon of meat stock a day if that's where you can tolerate. Perfect. Right? And we listen to the body and we slowly bring it in. We bring it in and we bring it in. So the more that you heal and seal, the less histamine response you will have. Yay! Do GAPS and it will help. All right. Fabuloso. Let's see. Sarah says, I hope that's helpful, Heather. Sarah says, my husband is having a reaction to a CAT scan with contrast. It was suggested that we eat greens to help, other than broccoli, which greens are best in stage. Remember that all greens are available to you in all stages, unless they're not on the GAPS diet, but they're all on the GAPS diet. So, yeah, be careful with sprouts because they can mold. Do not do alfalfa sprouts because they're full of cancer agents. Okay, that's from Weston Price if anybody wants to check my little reference there. Okay, so eat greens to help. Why? Because greens are going to help you detoxify. So what could you do? You can do chard, like all the greens. All the greens are fabulous. Chard, beet greens are the best. Chard, if you can handle the oxalates, which is another story for another time. Beet greens, spinach, chard, parsley. Have a lot of parsley. Parsley. Really good. Cilantro. Have a lot of cilantro. Make him cilantro soup. Those types of things. You can have all of it, Sarah. What you want to do in stage 2 is make sure that you either take out what I call the woody stems, or chop them really fine so that they get cooked in the meat stock and the fiber is low. Yeah, because chard and beet greens have woody stems. Spinach, nothing, no problem. Okie dokie, smokies. You're welcome, Heather. Okay. Isabel. I love that, Isabel. Do you know about the product Toxa Prevent Zeolite Calymptilolite? Say it once. It's hysterical. Cleanup. I said it wrong the first time. Clinoptilolite. Okay, that is a zeolite. It's been recommended to me for detoxing from mold and heavy metals. We've been on the GAPS diet for many years. Even though we saw a lot of progress in the first couple of years, it seems we regressed to 0 over the past year and a half, and we can't move from stage 2. We found mold in our bedrooms. I'm so sorry to hear. And I'm sure this triggered most of the problems we are experiencing. Okay, so basically that's a zeolite. Zeolite, I believe, is fine. I actually have a zeolite that I like. It's on my website, simplybeingwell.com. The reason I like it is because it's been vetted by, yes, Dr. Tom Cowan, but more than that, because of the rigorous controls they have on this thing. And they have 2 sizes of zeolite, right? One of them is for really, really small molecules. The other one is for larger molecules. So one's for digestion, one's for cell. So what the heck? Oh, what is it called? That zeolite is from Touchstone Essentials, and it is a spray that is sublingual. I personally prefer a spray to a powder. And you also want to make sure that you're taking these zeolite things away from food, right? Just like you take charcoal away from food. You take, all those things away from food so they don't actually disrupt the nutrients that you're trying to get from the food. They don't take it away. So that's one thing. The other thing is, thinking mold. There are some really good essential oil blends out there, folks, that I really believe in terms of mold, that you can be diffusing in your house. You can use it to wash the walls. You can use it in your laundry room where there's water, etc. One is called On Guard. That's from doTERRA. The other one's called Thieves. That is from Young Living. Both of those are MLMs. So if you don't want to go there, I would look up online essential oil blend for mold. And what will be in there are things like clove oil. Trying to think of what else. Clove might be the biggest thing. Anyway, but yes, I do not know Toxa Prevent, but I do know zeolite, and I think it's fine. But I would work with something that is a liquid form. I hope that's helpful. And blessings on your journey. Telling you mold. I had mold, black spot mold in my bedroom. Golly gee, I had a big fight with mold myself. That was 15 years ago, maybe longer. Okay, let's see what else have we got going on here. Hold on, I have something coming in from my boy. Okay. All right. Hello, Vlad, Alina. How are you? We are going to be 1 year on GAPS in a week. If this was on Zoom, I'd send up those things that are like, party, doot doot, party. Okay. Congratulations. The amount of healing we saw in our baby is tremendous. Weeping with happiness. Excellent. Only a few spots of eczema left on the legs. So great. Congratulations. Lovely. I'm so happy to hear that. I would also suggest that anyone who has eczema anywhere, go and look what Dr. Natasha has written on eczema specifically in the Blue Book. She has some great things, topical, etc. Take a look at that. Would be wonderful. All right. Okay, now what have we got? Is tinnitus a sign of gut inflammation? That is not, hello Miriam. That is not my understanding. Tinnitus is a sign of problems in the head, right? Problems is so specific. Sorry. We need to repopulate the head. I would suggest doing that by using Biocult or another low potency probiotic. Back of your throat before you go to bed at night. Start with a half of one Biocult, which is very low, because this will initiate detox. Yeah. You'll be like, Monica told me to do that. Now I feel terrible. That would be bad. Yeah, half of a Biocult, maybe 2-3 times a week for a while, for a week or 2, 3 weeks, and then go up to a whole Biocult. Right. Sorry, I'm misspeaking because I'm trying to get it all in. Half of a Biocult every other day for 2 or 3 weeks before you go to bed. You don't swallow it. You just put it there and go to sleep. And then go to half of a Biocult every night before you go to sleep. Do that for another 2 or 3 weeks. And then go to a whole Biocult, right? We just slowly stage it up. That's something Dr. Natasha talks about. I believe it's in both books, yellow and blue. It's a great thing to do. And so you need to repopulate this area, yeah? I also have people putting kefir up their nose. They do. In their ears, yeah? You could also work with microbial balancing in the ear using garlic oil. Yeah, that's what tinnitus, my understanding is, and the way I work with it with people is, tinnitus is a microbial imbalance in the head, in the sinuses, in the throat, in the ears. So let's work there. Yeah, seeing some good progress with that with people. Okay, Vlad says, last couple of weeks I started introducing yolk to baby. He got postnasal drip. It was so bad he was choking on the mucus when coughing. Oh, I did 1/3 of a teaspoon in a cup of stock. Should I wait a moment and try a smaller amount, or wait even longer? That is really good observation. So I would, whenever we have a reaction to a food that we're trying to bring in, we like to wait about 2 weeks and then start again. Yeah? So try again, but try again with less. Maybe try, the amount that fits on the head of a pin in a cup of stock. Or start with 1/4 of a teaspoon in a cup of stock. A drop or 2. Really, that's really good information. And know that mucus is the body detoxifying. So the other thing you could do over the next 2 weeks while you're waiting to try again is really up your detox game. Yeah. I have a lot of videos on that. And please do read in both books or in either book, Detoxification for GAPS People that Dr. Natasha wrote. It's wonderful. Yes, support the detoxification. Wait 2 weeks. Start again with less. You're welcome. Okay, Miriam says, I have had severe vertigo as well. I think it is definitely a head repopulation issue. Yes. Okie dokie. Isabel asks, for how long would you take the zeolite? They recommend at least 3 months. Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, I would take my time working up to the dose that whatever it is they recommend. Take my time getting there, slowly introduce it, see how your body responds. You could have a healing crisis just by starting zeolite, folks, right? So slowly bring that in. Then stay on that therapeutic dose, for 3 months. Then back it down to a maintenance dose. I think that everybody needs to be taking word according to Monica. This is not Dr. Natasha, it's me. I do believe that everyone at this point could really benefit from taking zeolite on a regular basis. Especially depending on how much you've exposed to toxins, yeah? All right. Can we be able to tolerate nightshades at any point? Yes, of course. I think, in my experience, yes. So if you cannot tolerate nightshades when you come to GAPS, keep them out of the diet. Get some good healing in, heal and seal the gut, and then slowly bring them in. Dr. Natasha always starts with a tomato. So we know there are no potatoes, they're out. A tomato, you start peeled and seeded, right? See how you do with that. Then you can start with eggplant. You again peeled and seeded. You could start with peppers. Yeah, you can try it. Absolutely, I think. Okay. All right, look at that. We went 2 minutes over, but no problem because I started 2 minutes late. So, I hope that's all good. It's been so wonderful to be with all of you today. Really missed this group. I miss being on it. I'm sorry I have not been on the questions as well as I should be. Certainly, I'm doing as much as I can, and I'll get to them as I can. But I just want to say blessings to all of you and blessings on your journey. I hope these are supportive to you and helpful. And take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be spacious. Like, just know when you take the bad stuff out, the garbage out, you put in the good food. You take out the food that's not nourishing. You put in the nourishing food. You support the body's detoxification, and then you're just in for the long haul. All will be well. You will see a lot of healing. Good, Anissa. Excellent. Aw, Cindy, I missed you too. Oh, Carolla's here too. Hello. Okay. Blessings, everyone. Off to my next client. Be well. Visit me. I'm about to post. Also, I did another interview with Monica Holland on her enema masterclass. I will post that in the next couple of days. Okay. Be well, everyone. Take good care. Bye now.